as you can see, I'm a little tied up right now. And sometimes that's how we feel about our feelings. We just get so tied up and tangled. We can't feel like we can't find our way out. Well, that's what today's book is about. It's about getting tangled up in your feelings. And today's author gives us some suggestions on how we can get untangled. So I hope that you enjoyed today's book, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all of our authors that are coming through to give some great stories and advice to you. Come on.
Where do you go when you want to go higher? See places and things, and it never expires. A book can take you anywhere. Turn the pages and you'll be there. Come on, join us, you'll see. We're reading with Carylee.
Hi, friends, and welcome to another Read with Carylee. I am so glad that you're here today and so glad to be welcoming another author that's coming on by to read us their stories. Today, we have author Jamie Edelbrock, and she has written the book Tangled Up. And, you know, I definitely love sharing this story because she's going to tell you a little bit more about it. But Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you. And especially since you are one of our international guests.
Yes.
Could you let our friends know where you are reading to us from today?
I'm reading to you from all the way across the world in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Wow. Yes. And it's especially wonderful because you are almost, well, a day ahead of us, really.
Yes.
I am here in Northern Virginia, and it's a little bit after 8 p.m. and it is 8 a.m. tomorrow where you are.
Yes. Isn't that crazy to think about? So the next day, we're going to make it to the next day. I promise. I'm already there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. And your book, Tangled Up, is a very, very special story that I want our friends to really be able to enjoy. So I'm not going to take any more time. I'm going to turn it over to you and let you read Tangled Up.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited to read it. This book is so special to me because it teaches us what to do when we get tangled up. A lot of things get tangled up in life, like shoelaces or hair. Sometimes our necklaces, or sometimes if you have hoses in your backyard in your yard and you try to spray water, sometimes it gets tangled up and you can't spray that water and it's really frustrating. Well, my story is about when feelings get tangled up and emotions get tangled up and when hard things happen in life and you just feel tangled inside. And it talks about what to do when that happens. The little girl in my story gets tangled up and her mom is talking to her. So if any of you kids out there are feeling tangled up, maybe listen to these words. If you have friends that are tangled up, this is also good advice to give to your friends. So I'll start now. The moment you were born, I knew you were exceptional. I could feel colorful threads full of sparkle and shine, weaving in and out of your heart and soul. I knew you were going to bring zest, beauty, and power everywhere you went. As you grew, the unique threads of you created beautiful masterpieces, just as they were made to do. You twirled and danced through life with ease. You quickly learned that change and hardship are a part of life. You soon realized that difficulties can cause pain and confusion, and it wasn't long before the magnificent threads of you started to coil. The bright, brilliant threads of you started to fade. The threads of you became tangled up. It's hard to live tangled up. It's confusing to live tangled up. It's easy to get stuck when you're tangled up. You were not meant to be tangled up. You are meant to flow unraveled through the ups and downs of life. You were made to swirl in bravery. You were made to create wonders and wander the world fiercely. Know that you are not alone. Other people get tangled up too. Being tangled up doesn't last forever. There are special people called therapists and counselors who help people when they are tangled up. They are professional detanglers. They are going to help you. They know how important and unique you are. They know that you were made for greatness, and they know what the threads of you can do. They handle each fiber with care and love. They know how to unravel and detangle each strand one by one. They will peacefully untwist until each amazing, blissful, eccentric thread of you is flowing in brilliance. I'm proud of you for starting this journey of untangling. I'm cheering you on as you break free from the dull webs, because I love you and I know you are exceptional. I can feel your colorful threads full of sparkle and shine, weaving in and out of your heart and soul. And I know you are going to bring zest, beauty, and power everywhere you go.
That was wonderful. You know, I know some of us get really tangled up with feelings, even adults. you know.
Absolutely.
But I'm so glad you wrote this book to show our friends that sometimes this happens and it's okay. And it's just, they just need to unwind themselves. So could I ask you, what was your reason for writing this book?
Yeah, absolutely. This book actually started as a love letter to my own daughter when she was feeling tangled up. And I really wanted to get her help. And she, thought she was alone in it, which so many people, when they feel tangled up or they feel sad or depressed or anxious or lonely, they think that they are alone. Adults too, like you said. And I wanted her to let her know that she's not alone and that there are people that can help her. Of course, parents and teachers and friends can help, but professional detanglers, as I like to tell them or call them, is counselors and therapists, and that there's no shame in seeking help. There's nothing bad about getting help. It's okay.
Yes. That is such an important lesson for our friends to know, especially now, having gone through 2 years of the pandemic. Absolutely. And not knowing how to navigate those emotions when we haven't been able to see friends or distant family or extended family. And, some are still just going back to school face to face now. So we really need some help kind of navigating those emotions. So
it's hard. Oh yeah. It's really hard. It's hard to, like you said, go back to school all of a sudden. We've had so many changes. And then now, once again, now we're back in school and it's easy to put on a face to say, I'm fine, or to act normal, but you're still feeling this way inside. And so my message to everybody, because it helped my daughter, so I know it's going to help other kids too, is if you're feeling that way, go talk to someone, and you're not alone, because I guarantee every other child or adult is feeling that way as well.
Yes. So were there any books when you were growing up that possibly inspired you or, kind of kept you so that you didn't feel tangled up, probably brought some joy to your day?
I thought about this question a lot because I love children's books. I always have, and I've always loved reading them, especially to my little sisters growing up. I loved doing that. It was a way we could connect. But the one story that I thought about was called Hamilton. And I don't know if, it's an old story. I don't even know who it's written by, but it's about a really, really, really hungry pig and a very, very, very sneaky wolf. And it's this hilarious, funny story, but that made us laugh constantly. But it wasn't the story. I was thinking about this. It wasn't the story that I remember. It was connecting with my dad when he would read it to us, because he would do the funny hand motions and the funny voices and all of that. And I didn't have a very peaceful childhood. So those moments with my dad where we could relax and be funny and just connect, it's like everything else disappeared. And clearly that stuck with me. And so I think that inspired me, just the connectedness of what stories can do.
Yes, it's not always just the story, but it's the feeling that you associate when you remember the story sometimes. So yes, that is very important as well. So now you've written Tangled Up. Are there any other books that you've written or that you have in the works?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, I just finished one. It's called Be the Sparkle, and it's coming out in August. Pre-sale will start in June.
Okay.
But right now, as you know, and as we talked about, this world is a scary place. You turn on the news, you turn on the internet, you see frightening images and frightening things, and that's hard to see as a child. It's hard for adults to see and to process, but it's even scarier for children. And so this book is helps children find their sparkle and teaches what their sparkle is and ways to positively respond when the world feels dark.
Oh, that is beautiful.
So it's
Well,
coming
I
soon.
can't wait for that to come out.
It'll be here soon.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for joining us so early in the morning.
Yes, of course, of course. It's a great way to wake up.
Yes. And I'm so glad that you are continuing to write for, the emotions and the things that our young friends deal with on a day-to-day basis. And this is why, we have Read with Carylee, because it helps us to get these stories that relate to children today. And so I thank you so much for writing Tangled Up and the books that you're writing to come, and for joining us today on Read with Carylee.
Well, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yes, thank you. Well, friends, we have come to the end of another show. You never know where our authors may be coming from. They may even be a day ahead of us. So make sure you hit that like, come on and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the authors we have coming by. Until then, make sure you grab a book and read. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching another amazing episode of the Read with Carylee Show. We have amazing authors coming by every week. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. You don't want to miss a thing.